Good morning, everyone. I'm a real mess. My eyebrow one is like slightly done, but it's not. This is from yesterday, and this one just completely came off. So anyway, so I wasn't going to vlog today. So I'm gonna be using my cell phone for the whole day due to, like I said, not thinking I was going to vlog. But I am sitting in line at the bank, and it kind of came to me that something has been brought up quite often in the past, we'll say 6 months, and then the past week even more so, like on a regular basis. And I wanted to discuss weight loss within the chronic illness community or the terminal illness community. And I first want to start by saying that my normal average weight originally was about 119, we'll just say 120. And then I got so little, I believe I hit 108, 109. And I believe that was actually in Florida. It didn't last long, and then I gained my weight back. There was a point in Florida where I gained a lot of weight, and I went from that to about a 132. It was very uncomfortable for me. And the doctors just said, oh, maybe it's just from your eating. And I go, my eating habits have not changed. If anything, they've changed, being like I'm eating less. And I did eventually lose that weight just after I started getting comfortable in that weight. And I went and I dropped back down to like the 108, 109. I was very sickly looking. And when I moved here, I was still that sick. I did somehow gain some weight back, and I was about 112, maybe even 118 for a couple days, and then I would drop back down to the 108, 109. I do not recall ever being less than that within my, like, me being sick. But I was sick nonetheless, and I was very, very underweight. There was a point when I went to the local bar and I met the new chief of police, and I didn't know who he was. I mean, I knew then he had introduced himself, but let's fast forward, and that chief of police mentioned that he didn't recognize me when I went to some like police breakfast event to talk about my nonprofit. And he said that he didn't recognize me, which he didn't. He said, hello, nice to meet you. I go, I've met you. We ate together, not on purpose. Like, I ran into him at a bar. And he goes, oh my gosh, you're the girl with the nonprofit. I go, yes. And he's like, you look amazing. Like, you were so sickly. And one thing I disagree with, he goes, your hair was so stringy. I go, that's never happened. My hair has always looked the same. But he's like, I don't know. He goes, but you were very sickly and thin and all this stuff. And he goes, you just look amazing now. And I was, at that time, maybe 130 pounds. Now I am about an average of 150 pounds. And after seeing doctors, they believe that it's just because I'm becoming very healthy, because my eating habits are still as they were, 6 years ago. And the only difference is that I went from vegetarian to vegan. But people would think I would lose weight, but I've gained weight. And after different conversations and test results and everything, they believe that this weight is perfect for me, and I look very healthy, and that's because I am a lot more healthy than I was. Everything is very stable, and I feel healthy. I'm getting used to my new body. It's getting hard to get used to it, but I'm getting used to it, and I believe that one day I will feel 100% comfortable in my skin. But I still now am suffering from, not that I'm now still, because you guys didn't know, but I am suffering from body image, because I'm so used to being small, and I'm not used to being that small, the 109, 108, but 120 was my average, and that's what I'm used to. Even 130 would have been decent, but I'm 150, and so now my issue is trying to get past the idea that I'm not huge. And like, I won't wear a bathing suit. I've always wore men's swimming trunks, but I would wear women's top. I wear a t-shirt now. All my shirts are baggy. And yes, it makes you look bigger, but it makes me feel comfortable that no one gets to see what's really under my clothes. So I don't know if there's a name for that, and I'm not trying to give myself a new condition, like bodymorphia. I don't know what it's called. But I'm just trying to say that this is a new issue that I have yet to talk to my doctors about. And I probably won't, because I'm trying to just learn how to live with it and know that I was sickly then and I do look much healthier. And if I need to make myself feel more comfortable, maybe work out to now tone my body, because that is the issue. It's not that I'm bigger, because I wouldn't mind gaining another 10 pounds in my booty area, but I need to tone my stomach area. Otherwise, everything else is fine. And so I'm trying to convince myself like that's the issue. So, you know, I just need to, you know, take a step back and go, all right, just work out your stomach, do some sit-ups in the morning, do, you know, maybe 50 in the morning, 50 in the afternoon, 50 at night, or whatever it may be, just to help tone areas that I feel uncomfortable with. And so I am kind of suffering from this whole body image, but it's not as bad, because I am telling myself, like, look at this photo and look at this photo. I was sick and it wasn't healthy for me, and you know, now that my body is healthy, it's like my body weight is healthy, my internal body, you know, my health is even more healthy, and vice versa. I'm just trying to find a balance with my new body and my new health and stuff like that. So I just want to talk to you guys about my issues with my weight within the past, I've been here for 3 years, so we'll say about 5 years, I guess, was when the weight issues kind of started, with me dropping the weight, and then gaining a little and dropping more, and you know, so the whole thing, and the issues in my brain and what it's trying to convince me, and what I'm trying to correct my brain to think about my new body. So that's that. Outside of that, I wanted to give you guys a quick heads up about my past week. So you guys knew that I was going through that 2 days of a low-grade fever that just stopped. So I feel like I'm going to be skipping around, because I don't know what I told you, and I don't know if I'm going to remember any of it. But my family was in town, my sister and her son, my nephew. And I was sick off and on while we were here, just very minor, quick, like, flare-ups. But one of them caused me to be home and have like this, felt like an ice pick going through my skull. And I think because of the pain, I ended up running to the bathroom. I didn't have to go to the bathroom. I actually had the toilet cover over the toilet. I just sat on there and I laid my head on the wall and cried in pain. And I ended up like losing all my body muscle tone. I ended up going and basically rolling down to the ground. I pulled myself back up and I rolled again. By the time I rolled for the second time, I ended up finding a way to open up the door from the ground. I walked on all fours into my studio, which is basically the outside of the door, and called for my nephew, who was on the other side of the wall. After 3 attempts, he finally was like, oh my God, something's wrong with my aunt. And I'm like, get your mother. So he runs and go gets his mother. And all I remember is seeing feet and her saying, get an ice pack, and him freaking out. But I couldn't speak. I guess it lasted about 40 minutes on the ground of me hyperventilating, she says. And she said I wasn't doing that until like halfway through. And then after that, my nephew picked me up and put me on the couch, where I started getting sick again. And then he picked me up, or he walked me into my room. I then had another episode, I believe the next day or 2 days later, where I couldn't do a lot of standing. Standing or doing any kind of activity was very hard on my body, and I kept having to lay down flat on my face and just kind of relax there, and then repeat all day. My nephew took one of my professional cameras and took photos of me while I was down on the ground, because I don't know, I guess he was trying to like post it and make fun of me, and I'm like, this was an adorable photo because I'm sitting there flat on my face with freckles on my legs and Gizmo under my hands and on my hands. It was weird. So I'll probably use that photo and maybe another one. I'm not sure. And you know what? You can find that photo on Instagram. My account's the same name as this, the Adolphus Chronicles. But it was really funny, the photos. But anyway, this past week or so, I've been having symptoms, flare-ups. Some small, some, you know, moderate, some more severe. That was the main severe one, the one where my sister had to take care of me. She didn't know what to do, but I made it through. And so this week, I've been kind of off and on with some flare-ups. My migraines feel like the ice pick is happening, but it doesn't stay as long. So there's definitely things I know I'm missing that I do believe is on that post of me laying down with my dogs. I went through more detail, so if you guys want to know more detail that I'm definitely forgetting, you can go there. Anyway, I'm going to sit in this line even longer. I am just sitting here in line with a whole bunch of other, oh, you can't even see out there, other cars. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.